Hi everybody, I'm Hub Arkush for Pro Football Weekly, along with our senior editor Eric Edholm, as we preview the 2012 NFC Conference Championship game. The homestanding Atlanta Falcons take on the San Francisco 49ers. And Eric, let's start with this. Going back to 1970, there hasn't been a bigger home underdog than the Atlanta Falcons. Now, it's only 4.5 points, but you don't find a lot of home underdogs in the NFC title game.
Yeah, I mean, even if we're taking the gambling or handicapping aspect out of it, you do have to feel like the 49ers are coming in with a ton of confidence. They've played well on the road the past 2 seasons under Jim Harbaugh. These Falcons have never had to prepare for this offense before. And the Falcons, frankly, have had a lot of close games at home. I think all but one were one-score games. I mean, they've won everything except that meaningless Week 17 game, but there's been a lot of close contests, which you'd think would play into the favor of Harbaugh and company.
You would. Hey guys, I don't bet. I don't recommend that you do. We only mention the underdog factor because it's so unusual.
Yeah.
They're the #1 seed in the playoffs. Now, yes, the San Francisco 49ers are a very good team, but Eric, I still haven't heard anybody explain the brain cramps against the St. Louis Rams, the disastrous blowout to the Seattle Seahawks. The 49ers are beatable, and yet you look at the way this game is being treated, and a lot of people think maybe they're not.
Yeah, I mean, obviously if they play the way they did the first 3 quarters against New England or the way they played Saturday night against Green Bay, there's probably no stopping them. That offense looks so dangerous, and they're not even firing on all cylinders defensively. Wait till they crank that up. They're going to get to that point at some level, I think, if they can do it in this game. So, if they're playing at their peak level, I don't think anyone can beat them in these postseason, including the Patriots. So the question is, do you find it? They've had that sort of good game, bad game theory, course throughout this season.
Injuries will play a big part in this one. We start with the Falcons. John Abraham injured the final game of the regular season. A lot of people looked at Mike Smith. They'd already clinched the #1 seed, wondered what he was doing out there. Tried to go last week against the Seahawks, couldn't finish the game. Don't know what his status will be. Justin Smith played for the first time in 3 weeks last week against the Packers. I was on the sidelines for that game. He was playing with one arm. He was heroic. He was a leader, but they were running through arm tackles on him. We know Smith will try and go. We don't know how effective he'll be.
Yeah, I think Smith's going to be out there at least holding blocks. Alden Smith, too, he's gone 4 games without a sack, longest streak of his career. Sam Baker, the left tackle for the Falcons, takes a lot of guff, but he's done a good job. Matt Ryan has a pocket. Who knows? He connected on those deep passes last week. It's what he's done all season long. He's got those receivers to play with. So that's fascinating. And then Abraham, I mean, they have to have him. He's going to play. He's going to try. At least we think he is. Mike Smith says so. If he's not out there, they have no chance of getting to Kaepernick, no pass rush whatsoever.
Well, and here's the intriguing thing about the Atlanta Falcons defense. They're mediocre in total yardage, mediocre against the run, mediocre against the pass, but they're 5th in points allowed, and that's the only number that really matters when you get to the end of the day.
Red zone performance has been great. Turnover ratio has been great. Those are the 2 things I think you're right. They don't care about giving up yards. Once you get inside their 20, they're either going to make an interception or they're going to stop you one way or another.
Now, one more note on the 49ers. I mentioned I was the sideline reporter for Dial Global Radio against the Packers. Colin Kaepernick, yes, it was incredible. Unbelievable to watch him run. But don't forget, pick 6 on his first pass, another one that should have been picked in the second quarter, one that should have been picked in the third quarter. Balls bouncing off of Packer defensive backs' hands. It was an even game at that point. Could have gone the other way. As phenomenal as he still is a young, inexperienced quarterback who makes throws he shouldn't.
8 NFL starts, including last week. So, I mean, obviously, if you look back at each of his starts, he's had 1 or 2 of those crazy throws. That the New Orleans game was a bizarre throw. A handful in each game except for his first start. That he's had at least 1 or 2 big throws that I think he'd like to have back. So, Falcons have to take advantage. It's what they did against Peyton Manning, Drew Brees. They've done it all season long. That's going to be their MO on Sunday.
And the Falcons, of course, pretty good at home. I believe Matty Ice is now 34-6 playing in the Georgia Dome. We make predictions in these previews. I don't feel great about it, but Eric, we're going to do it. Who do you like?
Low-scoring affair. I like the 49ers. I think they make 1 or 2 more big plays. The Falcons are great at home. We just quoted that number. I think it is valid. The crowd is going to be a factor too, but the fact that the Niners have gone on the road this year and made some hay, I think they're going to avoid that hang-up game, and I think they win this one.
I made the statement last August 1st that it looked to me like the San Francisco 49ers had the most complete and deepest roster in the NFL. Where at the back end of the season, I think it's been proven true. I think they're the best team. I think the best team usually wins, even on the road. I'm with the 49ers as well. That'll do it for our preview of the NFC Championship game. You can get our AFC preview, as well as all the best in news, notes, and analysis, everything you need to know to enjoy the NFL by staying right where you are at ProFootballWeekly.com.